Welcome to our channel. Watch the video until the end, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to support us. The discovery of an animal colony surviving among the perennial ice reminds us that life can be found even where it shouldn't survive. A new study by Elon Musk reports what the Navy saw during dives in the Arctic, and what implications this has for space exploration and the colonization of Mars and the Moon. We are about to embark for the cosmos, and we must be ready to meet alien life forms. We might even make a serious mistake by disturbing the alien ecosystems of the solar system. Elon Musk has set a goal to bring humanity eco-friendly cars and other environmentally respectful technologies. Musk also wants to make space a better place for humans. The entrepreneur is convinced that we cannot continue to live as we currently do for much longer. Our planet would collapse under the weight of our exhaust gases and waste. Musk knows that salvation lies not only in ecology on Earth, but that we must now open new habitats in space. To this end, he is investing substantial sums in expanding space travel and planning alternative settlements on the Moon and Mars. The plan is expected to start soon, but we still don't know what awaits us on these worlds. Even though our rovers and probes have only provided us with limited impressions, our planet teaches us that we must always expect surprises. This also means the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Right in Antarctica, researchers have discovered disturbing elements that indicate the existence of life in space. A strange world hides under the thick ice. Can you imagine that in this world there are settlements of completely alien and different living beings that we have not yet noticed under the ice of Antarctica? Researchers are now on the trail of these civilizations that could tell us what is really happening in space. It seems absurd, but a group of scientists drilled through the ice in Antarctica to collect sediment samples from the seabed under the ice and found incredible life. The scientists, led by marine biologist Hugh Griffith of the British Antarctic Survey, drilled a hole in the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf in Antarctica at a depth of 900 m. The researchers encountered something unexpected. Apparently, the drill had hit a solid slab of rock, but there was something else. The sounds coming from the drill were somehow strange. To see what was beneath, the scientists lowered a camera deep and saw the incredible. The drill had not penetrated a simple rock, but had entered a strange world before the scientists' eyes. It turned out to be a world rich in marine plants and animals that in reality should not exist. The discovery site is remarkable because it is far from sunlight and thus from the primary source of energy for most marine ecosystems. The Filchner-Ronne ice shelf in Antarctica is one of the largest ice shelves in the world. For millions of years, about 1 km of ice has covered the Antarctic mass, and in the depths of this seemingly eternally icy and inhospitable landscape, ecosystems with creatures that apparently do not belong to this world are hidden. In a water bubble around the rock, various types of sponges and previously unknown sessile animal species were discovered. Sessile animals float freely in the water when they are young and anchor firmly in a place as adults. The best-known representatives of this type are sponges, corals, and barnacles. It is very likely that in this enclosed refuge, species have developed that are not found anywhere else in the world, or that have survived species that existed in a time when the Earth was warmer and Antarctica was a green continent. As surprising and wonderful as this discovery is, the scientists were shocked because these bizarre life forms have survived in an extremely cold, dark, and isolated environment. They have probably also adapted to a type of diet and developed a metabolism that is completely alien to us. We must now investigate these life forms more closely. Is there life in space? What do these discoveries in Antarctica mean for our space colonization plans? Well, it's actually very simple. We must expect life even where we don't think it's possible. The discoveries under the ice show us that we know very little about the real possibilities of life. This means that we cannot exclude the possibility of life on Mars, other planets, or even moons. In particular, the icy moons of the solar system, and more recently the dwarf planet Pluto, are suspected of hosting life. Worlds as rich as Antarctica may be hidden under kilometers of ice. Of course, this also means that we humans must treat these worlds with particular care. If we send contaminated probes to these planets or moons, we might disrupt the ecosystems of these worlds. We can see the effects that this can have through the fate of our Earth. We have known too little about the sensitivity of our planet and have brought it to the brink of collapse by disturbing its natural processes. Today we know that a single alien species of microbes introduced can destroy an entire ecosystem. Conversely, we do not know how our bodies handle contact with foreign germs and organisms. Based on these discoveries, for example, we cannot exclude the possibility that there might be microbes or similar organisms inside or under the large deposits of ice water on Mars. Liquid oceans are suspected to exist under the poles of Mars, where closed ecosystems might have been preserved. It is now fairly certain that Mars was once a watery world that perhaps hosted life. Traces of this period are visible everywhere. Many craters are actually dried-up lakes, and channels and gullies of former watercourses are recognizable all over the planet's surface. Scientists suspect that part of the water evaporated into space due to the loss of atmosphere, but some of the water may also have retreated into the depths of Mars. There could be underground lakes or water reservoirs with ecosystems that we cannot detect with the methods used so far, such as Martian rovers or probes. If humans were to remain on Mars and begin drilling deep, for example, to tap into the reserves of frozen water, they might face surprises. We have no idea what would happen if Martian microbes dormant in the soil were to spread again on the surface of the planet. Today, in our world, we have already recognized the need to create nature reserves. We must not disturb the natural cycles of the Earth so that our world can maintain its balance. By colonizing Mars, we could make similar mistakes to those made on Earth and trigger unpredictable processes on it. But no colonization of space is simple. As we all know, Elon Musk is not only a pioneer of space travel, but also a man concerned about the future of our world and our species. The creator of SpaceX is already focusing on renewable energies and recycling in space. Much of his rockets are reusable, and SpaceX labs are working on new forms of fuel and sustainability. Musk and SpaceX are probably the best suited to pave the way to space for humanity because the green idea is always part of the equation if we want to conquer the solar system and not cause damage in the process. We must proceed with caution. Elon Musk's discoveries in Antarctica and the latest studies show that life is diverse and adaptable. The groundbreaking discoveries in Antarctica have spurred space projects that will soon closely examine icy moons like Enceladus and Europa. Both moons present conditions potentially favorable for life. Enceladus and Europa both have surfaces covered with ice under which oceans of liquid water are suspected. These objects might also be heated by geothermal activity, which greatly increases the possibility of the existence of life. Enceladus in particular is notable for its icy geysers that spew material from its interior into space. The moon must have an active geothermal source, and life may exist there. The conditions on these moons are similar to those of Antarctica, or regions with thermal activity in the geysers and hot springs of Yellowstone National Park, where microbes have been found that should not be able to survive even there. The missions planned for these moons involve space probes equipped with drills controlled remotely from Earth. These drills will penetrate the ice of the moons and then lower a camera into the depths. These missions might also deploy underwater drones to explore the larger oceans in depth. The technologies for these missions are already in development. International high-tech companies are working on advanced drilling systems that are robust enough to function for a long time under the extreme conditions of space. Additionally, we will send instruments to the moons capable of operating successfully in extremely cold and possibly salty oceans and performing numerous scientific analyses. The exploration of these icy moons could completely change our understanding of life in the universe. If we were to really discover life on these moons, we would finally be able to understand how life propagates in space and trace back to our origins. Subscribe now and wait for the upcoming videos to learn more about these fascinating topics and to stay updated on the latest discoveries and projects in space exploration. These advances could not only expand our knowledge of the universe, but also ultimately help us prepare better for future explorations and possible colonization of other worlds.